One of the hardest things about playing an RTS like Warcraft is keeping up with all the multitasking that you want. Controlling all of your units in a fight, making buildings on time, using your hero's spells and abilities. The way that we measure how many things someone is doing at any point in time is called APM, or actions per minute. Today, I'm going to tell you what APM is, why you should care, and how you can raise your own APM. Actions per minute, or APM, is measured very simply. You take all of the actions a player has done in a given game and divide it by the total time in minutes that the game lasted. Do you have to do this manually? No. There's two easy ways of finding out your APM. The first is by using the /APM command in-game. Just type this in and the game will show your APM at the top of the screen, allowing you to easily see. Alternatively, you can use a replay parser, like the one on screen, there's a link in the description to it, to check your replay and tell you the APM of both players in that game. What constitutes an action? Well, anytime you select a unit, give a command of any kind to a unit, create a new unit, cast a spell, or many other kinds of actions in the game, all count towards your APM. So why do we care about APM in the first place? APM isn't the same as what people will call micro. Having high APM won't win you fights or games. APM's a lot like the top speed on your car. If you can go fast, that's great. But if you miss a turn and drive it into a wall, doesn't matter how fast you were going, you're not going to make it to your destination. But you do still want to have as high of an APM as you can. If you can't do as many things as your opponent, you can fall behind in micro, which is controlling your units during fights, and macro, which is making buildings and units in your base. High APM allows you to multitask more effectively and react more quickly during fights. It can be seen as a measure of your potential micro, if you're able to use all of those actions to their maximum effect. So now that we know what APM is, how do you get a higher APM? Well, the first thing you need to do is play more games. When you first start playing a new game, your brain hasn't adapted to it yet. So your decision making is going to be slow. There's a brain lag between when you see something in the game and when your brain recognizes it and figures out what to do about it. This lag goes away with time and practice, so eventually you'll be able to play without thinking about it. This is a natural part of learning a new skill or game, and the only way to get there is to practice. Does that mean you can't raise your APM until you've played, say, 1,000 games? Absolutely not. APM is a skill that you can practice at the same time you're practicing other skills in the game. And that's why what you're going to start doing right now is learning your hotkeys. No, seriously, learn the damn hotkeys. New players have to click on units and abilities because they haven't memorized the hotkeys yet. If you're one of those new players, then I want you to ban yourself from clicking on abilities right now. Instead, what you're going to do when you don't know the hotkey for something is take your mouse, hover over the unit or ability to see what the hotkey is, that's going to be the yellow letter, and then push the hotkey on your keyboard instead of clicking it. Now, is this slower than just clicking on it? Well, yeah, but it's the best way to learn all your hotkeys, so bite the bullet, start learning them now, because your future self will thank you. So, playing games and learning hotkeys, it's all it takes to get 300 APM? Well, no. You see, there's a lot of people that have played literally thousands of games and still only have maybe 90 APM, less. So what gives? Well, to get better, you have to make a conscious effort. You can't just expect it to happen naturally. I want you to do something. Take your right hand and place it on your left arm, between your elbow and your hand. Now, open and close your left hand about a couple times. You can feel your left arm getting tense, right? That's because the muscles that move your finger go all the way down your forearm. Moving your fingers fast for a long time to keep your APM high puts strain on your muscles. It's just like any other physical motion. You need to exercise those muscles by consciously moving your fingers as much as possible while playing. And at first, you might find your hand and arm getting tired. But that's okay, because it gets easier with practice. When I was trying to raise my APM as a new player, I would make myself move as fast as possible every time that I remembered. Now, it doesn't mean that I always am moving as fast as possible, because I'd get focused on the game and forget to do it and slow down. But as soon as I thought about my APM again, I'd go back into high gear until I forgot. But as it turns out, there is an easy way for you to practice going fast and work on your arm muscles at the same time. Spamming at the start of your games. Some people think that spamming is bad or somehow maybe dishonest. I don't think that's right. Spam is just another way to train. Almost every pro you can find will do this at the start of their games. They'll right-click a bunch of times or select and unselect buildings. This is a good way to warm up before a game and keep training yourself to go faster and faster. There's lots of different things you can do early on while both players are just doing their opening build orders that'll help you practice. You can spam right clicks to work on your mouse control. You can box select to train your mouse speed. You can shift click buildings to train your precision. You can hotkey different buildings with control and number key. That'll help train reactions across your keyboard. You can quickly select different hotkeyed buildings to train your keyboard precision and speed. Try different things out and take advantage of that downtime early in the game to help improve your APM-related skills. Finally, I have some advice for some fun ways to improve your APM. One of my favorites is typing tests. No, seriously, you can work on APM by improving your typing skills. I got most of my typing speed and skill by training my APM for Warcraft. It's helped me personally and professionally beyond just being a Warcraft player. That's also why when I type, I don't just tap the keys, I give them that good old Detroit smash. The cool thing about typing tests on many websites is that they will actually let you do a typing test that only uses your left hand. So you can put your right hand on the mouse and just pretend you're doing left-handed keyboard micro. It's pretty cool. So those are my tips for raising your APM in Warcraft and other RTS. I hope this will give some new players some ideas about how to start improving their skills for Warcraft 3 or Reforged, and that maybe I was able to give some more experienced players an idea or two that they hadn't thought about before. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.